that demon possessed my father. Hi, my name is Adam, and I came to tell you a story that happened in my family when I was still a teenager. My family, and especially my father, has always been a very faithful Christian. Since I was little, my brothers and I attended church. My father was a typical Christian, and they were also very strict. He was a good, hard-working man. He never let our family lack for anything, even though we were poor. Until my father's brother passed away, they worked together, and that shook my father a lot. They owned a carpentry shop, and without my uncle, the business started to go bad. My father, who was already suffering, began to suffer even more. And for the first time I saw him drinking. I had never seen him drink before. Started with little. And the more problems we had, the more he drank. At this point, he had already dropped out of church and started hanging out in bars. My father suddenly changed. It didn't look like him anymore. He always had the smell of booze on his clothes. He also started cursing and walked away from us a lot. I couldn't understand it. Until in a service the pastor revealed to my mother that there was a spirit with him, and that they would work to get that spirit off him. We tried to convince him to go to church, but he didn't want to. His look was different, he looked like someone else. As the days went by, his way of dressing changed, and he started to smoke too, which he hated. He claimed to have trauma from cigarettes. And in church we always made prayer chains for him. But he only got worse. He started to get aggressive with us. I was 15 at the time. And as an older brother, I confronted him. I asked who he was and what he wanted with my father. I grabbed the Bible and started to pray the 91st Psalm. When he suddenly changed his tone and started laughing. And then in a troubled voice he said that my father was his now and that nothing could be done about it. Soon my father fell in a faint. When my dad woke up, he was a normal man, my old dad. I couldn't believe what I had just witnessed. My dad said he would look for the church again. But the next day he returned to his disorder. I tried to pray to him again, but he hit me. My mother tried to help me, but also got beaten up. And then he disappeared. We looked for him everywhere. And he showed up home 5 days later in a daze. And then we finally managed to take him to church. And there, as soon as we warned the pastor, he called his members, and we started the prayer chain. My father in the middle, and we were praying until the pastor called the devil. And he came. He said he leaned on my dad because he saw him vulnerable with the issues my dad was facing. He said that there he saw the opportunity to destroy my father's life, and that was his job there. He said that my father was the head of the family, and that misfortune of him would bring a lot of pain and suffering to people. The pastor then kicked him out, and my dad went back to being who he always was. He never strayed from the church or from God again. He started doing spiritual treatment in various sections in the church and also stopped drinking and smoking. He was never aggressive again and asked forgiveness from all of us for his mistakes. And we forgive him. Nowadays we all live in peace. And my father says that the guilt of that possession was his, because in his moment of pain and weakness he resorted to drink. He said that he will never let himself be carried away again, and he always sends us to pray and watch over us. And that was today's video. Thanks.